Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Pez of the Mind. I am the award-winning, best in Pez, the award-winning Chriz, aka the Mole. Yes.
Just never
Look how
gets old.
gold it is. Well, we need something gold with a personality, and in this case, it was our trophy.
Ouch. Fair enough.
Shot being by
But joining me for this one is James Phoenox.
Hello.
Is currently wearing his best shirt and tie after he recently had a wake for his mother at Arby's. And joining us is Anastasia Lazerbeam.
I want it to be true.
And of course, Anastasia Lazerbeam.
Hi.
And Simon.
Oh, finally back.
Also or Simon, aka Barry.
Fuck off! You're not
Save
doing
me,
that to
Barry!
me. You're not doing that to me.
And we are here to review Sonic Forces. Oh wait, no. Sorry. Thor Ragnarok.
Hooray.
Indeed.
Which is the latest in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
But we will be reviewing Sonic Forces this weekend.
We
I'm
will.
not, kids.
Yep. And yeah, basically for Ragnarok, or Ragnarok, I think it's Ragnarok. It's
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok, thank you.
Thor, end of the world.
But it shouldn't be called that, first of all. I'll just point that out.
Oh dear.
Because this has nothing to do with the actual thing that happened of Ragnarok, so it's really weird.
Okay.
It'd be like if they brought out a film called Civil War, and instead of actually having two sides go against each other, it was a completely unrelated subplot. And I'm using that as an example because I know they did bring out Civil War, and it actually was two sides, so that's at least more accurate. But yeah, the film itself is basically a story of Thor, who ends up having to team up with Hulk, and they have a nice little adventure.
Woo!
And that's just going as streamlined as I possibly could, because obviously we'll be moving on with when everyone talks about stuff. What did you like about the story? Let's go pew.
Oh, what I liked about it was like there's kind of a lot of growth here for Thor, and I love when the characters have a lot of growth. So that always makes me good. I feel good, character development, all that. It's really awesome. Like, cause at the freaking first part, he loses his hammer. So like, oh shit, what are you gonna do now? But he's still a threat. He still fights. He still like does things, and
Yeah, from what Mole tells me, he shouldn't have been able to lose his hammer that way.
I thought that was impossible or it shouldn't work like that exactly, but I accepted it because it led to other things which I did like. So I'm not gonna be crazy up in arms about it, but
yeah, as I pointed out to Jim, when, for example, we had Batman v Superman, everyone was like, "Oh my god!" Oh well, we had Man of Steel. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, Superman killed Zod." It's so against the comics. We want the films to be as pure as possible to the comics, even though multiple comics where he kills Zod. This one, they destroy this hammer in a way it shouldn't be done, adapt something in a completely stupid way to what they normally do, and get rid of his trademark hair, and everyone's like, brilliant, completely faithful. You're like, what? No, don't be. Oh, let's call a spade a spade.
I just like that he was like got his lightning powers, which was cool. So
Yep.
Mm.
And how about you then? Oh, how about you then, Jim?
Yeah, I wanted to say I did like Owen's point there. Are you Thor, god of hammers? That was funny. But anyway, yeah, I mean, it was a really enjoyable movie. I did like you said, there was some growth for Thor there. I didn't really like to get rid of the hammer because I feel like it's iconic, and I kind of miss the hammer. But I understand why they did it, and it did make at least sense for the story they were trying to tell, even if that wasn't accurate to the story they should have been telling.
To be fair, his hammer has broke in the comics before, just not that way. But he always rebuilds it, so he could just get a new hammer.
Okay. Yeah. Now, is that how he ended up? Is that how he ended up going from like the square hammer to the one that looks more like a tag hammer?
Kind of, plus retcons and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
Fair enough.
but
But yeah, that was really good. I like that they actually gave Hulk more of a personality outside of just being the roaring monster form. He actually got to talk and stuff, and he was like his own character outside of Banner, which is kind of cool.
they did that in the last 2 Avengers.
Yeah, but it's cool.
Yeah, but this one he really actually talked and had conversations. It wasn't just him saying like 2 words.
He had a romance with Black Widow, which was
Yeah.
stupid.
You know, most of that was just her being all sun setting down, blah blah blah. It wasn't really a lot of, most of it was Banner.
Mm.
They're the same person, to be fair.
Well,
No,
not according to this movie. Even Banner said. I mean, normally it's like we each have one
Hulk
hand in the
was
wheel, but
fair
this is like Thor turned the keys and threw me in the trunk.
No, Hulk.
Hulk, yeah,
no,
sorry.
as I said, Jim means that when
Who the
he's
fuck is
a
Keith?
Hulk, not when he's a human person. But what did you think of the story then, Si?
Right. I enjoyed it. I was surprised by how comedic it was. It was quite refreshing, I mean, because okay, so my knowledge of the event of Ragnarok is stemmed from Norse mythology, in which it is literally end of the world, everyone dies. Odin, Thor, Loki, whole fucking shebang, right? So it was really surprising to see not many casualties. Like, okay, yeah, the Warriors of Free got off, which I was like, shit, okay. But then it's like, okay, so all of Asgard's been taken over, but it just felt, you have the goddess of death knocking on your doorstep. Like, stakes should be raised considerably more than just, the side characters who are essentially the scrappy dudes to Scooby, you know?
Yep. Yeah, which
Um,
yeah,
like,
you touched upon the thing I mentioned to you as well before. I didn't like how comedic it was.
A
I
little
thought it
too
was.
much.
I thought they did too much jokes. Like, for example, the Doctor Strange scene just felt like it was shoehorned in there and didn't need to be there.
Yeah, that was a
Right.
little too much.
That was like, why? And then like he's literally been hanging up on a chain. We're supposed to think he's in peril, and he just makes a joke because the chain's turning around. Or his
Yeah.
world's being destroyed, and he's making jokes. I'm like, no, he's not Deadpool. You shouldn't be making jokes at everything. Stop this.
I mean, I can understand why. I mean, it's always nice to see some new life get breathed into a character in some way. And after Thor: The Dark World, where everything was very grim and very dark, where could you possibly go from there?
Oh no, I'm not
You know?
saying they shouldn't have comedy. They should have definitely had a lot of comedy, just not in every scene. Because as a result, nothing felt like stakes mattered or anything because it was all just lols.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, in my opinion, which may or may not be true, it felt like this was designed to be a Guardians of the Galaxy movie to try and bridge the gap between Guardians and the rest of the Avengers ready for Infinity War.
Right.
And it just happened to feature Thor, and I'm like, oh, come on. But, I mean, like I said, I enjoyed the movie. I just really didn't like the jokes. The 2 parts of the story I didn't like was the jokes, and I also didn't like the fact all the trailers and all the merchandise made it seem like it was Hulk and Thor going off on a buddy movie.
Yeah, like I thought a buddy cop movie between them.
He's Hulk for a little bit. Pretty much most of what we saw in the trailer of Hulk is Hulk scenes, and then he's Bruce Banner for the rest of it.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh. I also didn't like that Rock guy.
Korg.
Like Craig or whatever his name was.
The guy with the weird voice that just kept showing up and lowering all expectations of the movie.
I'm Craig. This is Morg. We're just here.
Yeah. I didn't mind them. It was nice. Like I didn't expect that voice to come out of them. Like a deep, dark, low, rumbly kind of voice. Like the monster kind of voice. But it's like hello, mate, how you doing? You know, it's like fucking
Yeah.
New Zealand Del Boy or some shit.
It was. It annoyed the hell out of me because they teamed Thor with him and a bunch of other people throughout the film to make it, like I said, to make it seem like a Guardians film. Like, no, I didn't want to watch a Guardians. I wanted to watch a Thor film. And like, but he was so unrelatable in the previous films. Like, he's meant to be. He's a god. And if you watch the first Thor film, it's amazing. He's unrelatable. There's humor. There's jokes. And it felt like a Thor. It didn't feel like Guardians or anything. Like they played the space stuff way too much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
Well, I will say I'm also pissed that they off-screen Natalie Portman.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, that irritates me.
They gave her the old
me.
They gave her the old Kimberly Hart treatment.
Now I will say I did love. No, this was for something for adults, Jim.
Oh.
And she also didn't do it via a letter that basically says she met someone else, she'd really like him. This is like an adult saying, "Yeah, I broke up with her," and then and that was it. It's subtle, but there is a difference between that and that. A massive difference.
Yeah, like, the same thing has happened with a lot of like the female love interests over the course of the novel.
I know, as opposed to all those male women parts. I'm sorry, you heard it too, didn't you, Pure? He said all those female women parts.
I was wondering about that. I was like, Simon, I know you're kind of on the outside there, but you know.
I didn't say female women parts.
You said female women, and I was like, I wonder what, like,
all those
how many
female women.
How many like non-female women Simon rents on occasion?
We'll edit that out later on.
Now, I will say for the story, which it's going to give some spoilers. We already know this. It's a review. I like the fact Loki got redeemed. I'm curious where that's going.
Yeah, my boy.
I would like it to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I will say it looks like it came out, and it almost felt like it came out of nowhere though, because he spent too much of the film just being Loki.
Yes.
Like you didn't see him struggle to be good, and then like for the last 5 minutes he's been like, "I'm good now," and you're like, "Oh, okay."
I like the fact that Thor has wised up to his brother after so many movies now.
Now, I will say one of my favorite parts my two favorite parts in the movie. One was in the trailer. Is he's my friend from work. Because I will say, like I said, I'm not against the jokes. And my other one of my other favorite parts was Loki. When Hulk went boom, 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 boom with flying. That's what that's like.
That was amazing.
I was like, sorry, I'm just really caught up in this fight.
There we go.
And
Jeff Goldblum is delightful.
Yes.
Yes.
Although my understanding was from the comics, I always thought Grandmaster was supposed to be more powerful than that.
To be fair, we see how powerful he is. He's literally immortal in that.
Pretty much, yeah.
They even make a joke, like they've even gone on record of saying it afterwards, that the end scene where one of the post-credit scenes where Grandmaster's getting ganged up by all the people, according to the director and Jeff Goldblum and stuff, he could have killed them all instantly. That's him fucking with them. Because he's like, if you look during the film, like how much is he just sat there going, "Oh, okay," and he's just like, he just likes to have fun. That's what he is.
Yeah, it was hard to tell that because it seemed like he was only in power because he had a melt stick.
Yeah, no, he's in power. He's meant to be all powerful, but they didn't want to show him too powerful because with how powerful he is, it kind of underdoes how powerful Thanos is going to be when we see him later.
That's true.
So they played him more as he's all powerful, but he's just having fun with us. Like any time when you read a Superman comic and someone has a gun and he goes, "No, don't shoot that," and you're simply thinking, "Come on, Superman, it just bounce off you."
Got a point.
Fair enough.
And who remembers that Superman comic where he got shot and he started to do the mask thing of, "Oh God, no! Tell Jimmy I won't be home for Christmas." Okay, but that never happened.
No, we wish it did though. It would be fantastic.
Well, we did have a comic of Superman where he threw his clothes out the window, to make his own shape of Clark Kent to convince everyone Clark Kent just jumped off the roof.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Like a dick. For no reason, super dickery. But yeah, no. But yeah, like I said, this film. I don't want to keep saying this film, but I keep saying this film. I like this film. I like that. My only complaints were the jokes. I didn't like him cutting his trademark long blonde hair, and I didn't like the losing of the hammer.
Okay.
I didn't like that. Even when he's God mode at the end, it seemed a little silly to me because he's been God mode before, but this just seemed more like Raiden.
Thank you.
It was a little Raiden-esque, yeah.
It was very Raiden. Like I love the fact that he went all fucking Raiden at the end. It was like, okay.
See, I prefer him with the hammer and stuff. I'm like, no, I don't want to see him like this. And apparently he's supposed to be more relatable by cutting his hair and getting his and losing his hammer. You know, by becoming a fucking god of nothing but lightning. What the fuck? That's not relatable.
I mean, but that's the ironic thing, though. I mean, he is relatable in some way.
To be fair, he's as relatable in this film by the end of it as he was in Avengers and stuff. He's relatable because he's a fish out of water, and that's funny. Like I like him being the fish out of water where he doesn't know how to interact with people.
I think he's not necessarily, or at least the film might mistake relatability for humility. Because, like, he gets more humility as, like, he's lost the eye. Now he doesn't have the hammer. Now he's like, I can get him more as, like, a human. But he has, like, super strength and fucking lightning and shit. And it's, like, it's not really relatable. You're just making him less godly in some ways and more in other.
Yeah, you're just making him different to what Thor is at this point.
They're making him Odin is what they're doing.
Yeah, which I didn't like that. But like I said, I did enjoy a lot of parts of this. Like, I did enjoy seeing Hulk running around.
Yes.
I did enjoy Valkyrie.
Valkyrie was good.
I thought she could have been played a little better for how Valkyrie normally is, but for what they did in the film, it worked. But which, like I said, I enjoyed the story. It's weird that they seem to mix Planet Hulk, Contest of Champions, and Ragnarok, or whatever you call it, all in one. I'm like, what?
Yeah. It's like a weird little hybrid of everything. But,
one major negative to me. Yep.
Yeah.
One major negative to me, and I'm just going to throw this out there, is Odin's death.
Yeah, what the fuck was up with that? He just kind of turned into, like, glowing butterflies or whatever and pissed off.
It's not just that bit. It's sort of like there was, like, no emotion as he was actually... Like, Thor and Loki were just, like, sat there, like, okay, and then it happened. And I think Thor got upset for, like, 2 seconds. I went, okay, let's move on. And you're like, what? No! What? That should be like, if anything which should make him relatable, it should be the death of his parents. That should be his Uncle Ben moment.
You should be kind of crying, or at least kind of like on your knees or something, but
No, enough about your fanfic.
Not like that. He doesn't even have a body type that I like. I couldn't even enjoy his shirtless scene because it's like, oh, I don't even like your body. I can't even.
I know you don't like Thor's body type. You prefer it more when Jane's Thor.
How can you not love the body of Chris Hemsworth?
I just don't like super muscular guys. Like there's like a level that's too muscular for me, and it's no.
She prefers Loki.
What is wrong with you?
You're in
okay,
there,
fair
Jim.
enough.
I do prefer more Loki type, yeah. I like when he
I'm right, Jim's in there. Jim's in there because no one would ever accuse Jim of being muscular.
Yeah, but he's like a lesbian squid.
What the fuck?
That is true. When I look at Jim, I do think, what if Ellen DeGeneres played Squidward?
Thank you.
Okay then.
Best compliment ever.
I love it. Oh, thank you for having me back on this.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, and I will say, I don't know how everyone else watched it. Simon, how did you watch it? And don't say with your eyes or anything stupid.
Oh shit! That was at least 4 answers I can give.
We mean like what version did you see? Like 2D, 3D, IMAX, no max.
Right. I
Cinemax.
just went
Betamax.
right. Wrap it up, kids. Right, I went just with
Fair enough, which is the same as Jim and Pew.
Yeah.
I will admit, I will say I saw it in 3D IMAX, and I will say the 3D is fucking amazing.
That's cool.
Nice.
To the point where, you know, at least on the one I was sat there like that with the glasses on and I was watching on the recliner seat and stuff, but Thor throws his hammer in the beginning bit and it goes forward. I literally ended up going backwards in my seat because it looked like it was coming straight at my face. That's how out it was. I was like,
Nice.
please don't hit me with your hammer, Thor.
I kind of wish we had an IMAX theater closer to us.
That would be nice.
I'll tell you what I did love. I loved Matt Damon's little cameo. Nobody? Really? Okay,
No, I
so
laughed.
so you know the little like the little piss like I love like the Loki as Odin is sat there just watching this piss take place of like his own death. He's like miming the words along.
Yep.
Frog Thor mention. I was like, yes.
Now,
Thank
I
you.
will say one joke that amused the shit out of out of everyone I went to see it with, including myself,
Right.
was Loki.
Yeah.
Was the Loki joke when Thor mentioned at one point when I think he said when I was like 8 years old,
The
he
snake.
disguised himself as a snake, and then suddenly it turned into him. He's like, "It's me," and stabbed me.
And then he stabbed him.
And then you just see Loki like grinning. It cuts to him. It's like a little grin. I was like, yeah, good time.
Yeah, but I just loved it. Like when Thor mentioned it, it's like it's so over the top stupid, but then you're like, "That's funny."
I know,
That was funny.
That was good.
But it is Loki, though. You know, I mean,
You
like,
can see
he
him
will
doing that.
actually do that.
Yeah. I think the joke that got the biggest laugh at our theater when we watched it was the scene where Thor is in the room with Hulk and he gets Valkyrie there and he talks about what he's gonna do. He's gonna break out this giant big speech and then hurls the ball at the window as hard as he can and it just bounces back and hits him in the face.
Yep.
Yeah. Delightful. It really was.
Yeah. That was I mean that was better than they did a couple of those. Oh, it's gonna be dramatic and there's a joke thing. That one was good. The one where Banner's like, "I'll show you who I am," and then he just falls flat on his face on the Bifrost Bridge. That was shit.
I like that.
I will ask you:
delightful.
do you think this film may have actually helped Disney write themselves out of something?
What's that?
Because I just wanted to pull up the news article so no one thinks I was joking, in case they did. Boom! As you can see there, the Thor film was accidentally leaked, live streamed for the first 10 minutes of Thor Ragnarok by Mark Ruffalo.
I saw his interview. I saw his interview talking about that. How he just didn't know how to stop it because he never did a live stream before or did an Instagram live stream. So he just didn't know how to do it. And he's too embarrassed to just say he didn't know how to turn it off.
Yeah, some people were thinking he did it deliberately because they wouldn't give a Hulk a spin-off movie, and right afterwards he now does this.
Yeah.
Like it's trying to ruin this Hulk movie and stuff, and you're like, oh, okay. In the film, Banner literally says the sentence, "If I turn into Hulk, I may never turn back to Banner."
He did say that.
So do you think they might do that so they don't have to use Mark Ruffalo anymore? They can just keep him as Hulk full time?
I wouldn't put it past him.
I'd say no because I like him too much, and also he already admitted to filming the other one. So
to be fair, it's not saying you should, whether or not they should. It was saying if they will.
Right.
He already said in
would.
an interview that he already filmed both of them as both Hulk and himself Banner. So I mean that was in last week the Stephen Colbert show. So I don't know. Maybe said in other places too.
Yep. But to be fair, they can always go back and re-edit.
They can.
And
Like,
and they could also use some of it. They could also just say some of it's flashbacks or something.
That's true.
Like I didn't. There was some of the jokes for me at least, like the Avengers joke and all that. Where I was just like, you know,
Yeah.
like okay, yes, I get it. Chris Hemsworth can be a very funny bloke. You know what I mean? But it's like it, it's a little too on the nose. I like meta humor as much as the next guy.
Yeah.
You know, I have a healthy appreciation for it. But
Oh yeah, I like
timing
that
up
stuff
play
too. But there's smart meta here, meta ones, and there's just making dumb references for the sake of references.
Yep.
Which this falls into that category.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like but like I said, they put too many jokes in here. Like if they removed a lot of the bad jokes and the comic relief characters and stuff, it could be a really good serious story. Like I would care a lot more about Thor's homeworld being destroyed if he didn't just make jokes and then drive off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like how I don't feel sorry for the characters in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation when their house gets damaged because it's all in lols.
I
That's
have
right.
no idea what that is.
National Lampoon or lols, laughing out loud, Simon.
No, I know what that is. I don't know what the other one.
It's internet speak by the kids today.
Oh, shut up.
National
I'm
Lampoon's
like the
Christmas
youngest.
Vacation is a great movie.
Right.
No, Simon, your body is the youngest body in this conversation. However, mentally and spiritually, you're from Victorian England.
You a dick.
What was that, Master Scrooge?
Oh.
Well, like Loki is one of my favorite. Yeah, he is pretty much my favorite character in the whole of MCU.
Of course he is. He's you.
I was gonna say
Thank
he is you.
He's not quite as camp.
That's fair.
Thanks.
Yeah, he spent half the film looking at his own face.
Yeah, he's not quite as camp, and there is times when people think of Loki as a threat.
Thank you. Anyway,
Like even the other day when Simon's like, "I did boxing," it was just laughing.
Yeah.
It was like,
you
oh,
were
isn't that
actually
cute?
tackling on a phone to me, though.
I was, like I said, Simon telling me he's just been boxing. Like I said to him, it's like Jim telling me he just taught a seminar on charisma.
I was thinking Wii boxing, but you know.
Or like Jim teaching a seminar on how to pay attention.
Oh!
That's a good one.
Or Jim teaching a seminar on how to deal with your mother issues.
Oh.
Or
So,
Jim having sex with Anastasia. Oh wait, that happened.
No. No.
It's canon.
Jim's not denying it.
It's canon. Just like ironically, in between your legs, Jim referred to it as the Great Canon.
Oh.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen. Jim did not have sex with you. He did.
I'll tell you. So you know how Valkyrie is meant to be? Yes, the greatest 1 minute of his life, and that was both times.
Yep. He had sex with her twice, and it was still less than Venom had screen time in Spider-Man 3.
And nobody is defending that. Wow, you guys suck.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. So yeah, like I loved Hela. She was just fabulous.
I liked her, and I liked Jeff Goldblum. I was like, oh, it solved my problem of Marvel doesn't have great villains, and they killed one of them. I'm like, oh, yeah, I wanted her to stay alive. However, you could argue she was too powerful to live.
Oh,
however, I make the argument of she could always get nerfed.
She could. I make the argument they actually wrote in the perfect way for her to still be alive, if you think about it. Because they went on, they went on and on mentioning, oh, Hela's power comes from Asgard. Asgard gives her power, and it grows exponentially the more she's in Asgard. But then they simultaneously spent an equal amount of time making the point that Asgard is not a place, it's a people.
Yes, but she mentioned to her Asgard was the place. To them, it's more of an ideal.
Also, it
That's
blew
why.
up.
That's why the second she stepped in there, she got more powerful, and then giant plot device destroyed it.
Yeah, she has
Yeah.
like an infinite amount of swords. Like, what's up with that?
It's called awesomeness.
It's called Bayonetta power.
Pretty
I
much.
don't understand why she didn't either just pick her hair or the giant horn hat and just stick with one instead of switching back and forth like 10 times.
Because
Same
you've got
reason
to
Venom
look
peels back
cool.
his face when he talks, so the actress can get screen time.
Ah.
Plus, you don't want to get your hair ruined in a fight.
I guess
Yeah.
that's true.
I mean, she
Granted,
did it
Jim, you have
consistently.
a
My hair is delightful.
yes.
Is that why you only wear your golden helmet with the big horns when you're trying to be, over the top, and you take it off when you're fighting?
I don't think Simon fights. I think he just throws money at peasants, and he throws so much they just die.
Money, you peasant. I don't have that much money. Now, Jim.
I didn't say
Now,
you didn't
Bob,
pick
it's
up
not.
afterwards.
Now, Jim, it's not. Now, unlike you with your Donald Trump haircut, not all of us have that luxury of so little hair.
But yeah, like I said, the effects in this film were fantastic.
Yeah.
The story was, like I said, I liked the story. I enjoyed the film, even though I had complaints.
Mhm.
But what would everyone rate? Let's go with Simon to see how Simon rates things.
Right. I'm gonna go about a 7 out of 10.
Ha!
That's allowed. He doesn't always give 7 out of 10.
That's true.
Unlike Jim.
Hmm.
Spoilers, Jim's going to give 7 out of 10, so we don't need to get to him. Over to Pew.
All right.
No.
So,
Okay, Jim, what do you rate it?
8.
Out of 10,
thought-
Cat?
Sure, why not? I thought it was a really enjoyable movie. I thought that, like I said, having not read the comics of Ragnarok and stuff, I didn't really have preconceptions. So just for what it was a really enjoyable movie. They did go a little overboard on the jokes, but other than that, it was a lot of fun. The acting was great, the effects were great, and I think it was a great movie.
Yeah.
Nice.
I
How
have to
about
admit,
you,
though, I
Pew?
was a little.
Simon?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry,
No,
what
it's
were
okay.
you saying, Simon?
Like I am. You know how it got hyped up with Valkyrie being bisexual and all that.
I don't
I
remember
was
that being a
quite
thing, but okay.
disappointed. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, it
I
got
saw it
hyped
hyped up.
Yeah. Like it disappointed me that got cut out. It was like, okay, it's a good thing to have, because representation at the end of the day. I'm not.
Because, and I will just make this statement, because nothing symbolizes, because they did make a big deal out of it, because nothing symbolizes how normal something is, and to make a big deal about how different it is.
Yeah. But like, okay, so I know there was a couple of scenes cut from the final product, like a woman walking out of Valkyrie's room to give that implication that that's for the woman's Loki and a kid Thor scene of like little fat Thor and like little goth Loki hanging by himself.
Is that where he popped the snake out and then he turned back into himself and stabbed him?
I don't know. I'll have to double check on that one.
No, I assume that was just going to be a made-up story.
Yeah. But yeah, it kind of disappointed me. So like I love Loki's little bit of like when he just brings the fucking memories back just to screw with her. Of like her whole squad getting wiped the fuck out,
See, that wasn't just to screw with her, that was defense, because she was going to attack him.
And also, I think
Yeah,
he was receiving the memories on the other side, so making her experience it again, he also got it.
Yeah, I think he was trying to like use it to win the fight because she was attacking him at that point.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't deny that, but I think it might have been both.
Yeah.
So the funny thing about that scene, when someone's getting offed and she's got like the hand stretcher and probably screaming, "Oh!" Apparently, that chick who got offed by Hela in that scene was her lover. But it's like, okay, come on, yes, it's very subtle and all that, but you don't always get that sort of thing.
Yep, they probably realised that they need to make it subtle, a lot subtler, because let's not forget, the Marvel films love to pander to China. I'm not being an insult
This
with that.
is true.
They've said they love to do that because it gives them a shitload of money.
Yeah.
Which I know some people don't like China. Like, I think Jim hates China because, boo, they didn't see the Power Ranger film. But, no, literally, there was loads of Power Ranger fans saying, fuck China, because they didn't watch Power Rangers. Like, oh, cool, now tell me again why Donald Trump's the racist. The reason in China, stuff like World of Warcraft and Transformers does a lot better than something like Power Rangers is because there's a lot more big action sequences throughout the whole film. That's easy for any language to understand. Doing all story and then like 2 minutes of Power Ranger action at the end kind of means they're not going to relate to it as much.
Yeah. No.
But how did you rate the movie, Pew?
All right. Well, I actually really liked it. I would agree with Mo that there was a bit too much joking, and they almost didn't care that the father died or Asgard blew up. But
There was not a lot of caring in this movie.
yeah, there's not a lot of giving a shit about anything, really. The one part I kind of really did like was when Thor was like, "No, I don't like Bruce Banner. He like numbers, blah. You know, you're my favorite." And then when he's Bruce Banner, he's like, "No, you're my favorite. He's all, rrr." You know, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
And then I like when he was like, "Why don't you use one of your PhDs?" And I'm like, "Ah, yeah, fuck your PhDs." Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like. See, my favorite part of that scene was when he goes, "But I thought we were in disguise." No, then why did you give me Tony Stark's clothes? Because you were naked. He's like, valid point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I liked the whole thing. I had to give the whole thing maybe like I don't know, 7.5, I guess. Like, because I want to say an 8, but it did have more things wrong with it than I think an 8 deserves, so.
Right.
I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
And for my rating, I'll give it a thumb up to go watch it. I will say it has a lot of problems. However, it's still worth checking out, and it's fun. And there is a post-credit scene. There's 2 to get ready. One to get ready for Avengers, and one for lols because there wasn't enough jokes in this movie apparently. And basically, yeah, the film itself, it's full of jokes which didn't need to be there, but it's also full of great stuff. Like, I'm sorry, Thor vs Hulk, in my opinion, is the best, is the prime of the whole movie. Thor fighting Hulk was like the best part of the movie,
Yeah.
and then it was just sort of anticlimactic from there. So they kind of shot their load too soon, so Jim can relate.
Ready, can.
Poor Jim, he's just getting slaughtered during this review, and it's mean.
Oh, he
That's
always
his
gets
job.
slaughtered.
However, it's okay because I have this.
There you go. By the way, before we end, can I just mention how delightful Carl Urban was in this movie?
No.
Yes.
I call this one Dist, and I call this one Roy. Together, they destroy.
Yep.
Yeah. That actually made me cackle.
See, I did find him delightful, but unfortunately he suffered for me for the same thing Loki did.
Right.
His heel face turn just seemed to come the fuck out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Loki more so, because most of the movie be like, "No, I'm a dick. Haha, no, I'm your friend." And you're like, "Wait, what?" Whereas this guy at least had a scene where he went, "Ooh," and looked the other direction to at least show he considered it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it still seemed to be out of nowhere. And I'm like, "Wait, what? You're a completely different character now. You were in this for yourself, and now suddenly you've always been in it for the what?"
Huh?
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute here.
It's just, at least to me, as people say, the heel face revolving doors that they did for 2 of the characters, they didn't execute them well because of in my opinion, because they put too much of the jokes in there. Like, if they'd had, like, when their dad died, if Thor and Loki had a heart-to-heart discussion, and they'd mentioned how much they really were brothers or something, and then during the movies, a couple of times you'd seen Loki save Thor and just sort of struggle with whether or not he should do it once or twice. When he actually gets redeemed at the end of the movie, it means something.
Yeah, I could understand. I mean, I like his. is going over back to good. You know, like give.
Yeah, it's like when we mentioned the references that didn't need to be there. Like when Goddess of Death was walking through the trophy room, did she
Yeah.
need to point out every single object in there and make some sort of one-liner? Fake, not powerful. And you're like, oh, come on, we don't need to do this for all of them. You could just walk past them and just go get yours and say it's the most powerful thing here. And instantly it has the same reaction. It has the same reason. Instead, references! Yay!
Yeah.
Could be worse. At least she didn't walk through a sub basement full of blatant villain sequel baiting that never came to fruition.
Didn't she? But no, it's a case of, yeah, that was just weird with that. And I'm just like, no, you don't need to address it all. You don't need to point out every item. And it's also weird that they had a replica of Thanos' gauntlet there for no reason other than her to go fake and push aside. And they go, oh, so people go, oh, yeah, that's right. He does have a glove. Ooh.
Actually,
what if he has two of them when he drives? Ooh.
Actually, that one actually made sense. The purpose of that was to fill a plot hole.
Okay, so how the fuck is that ended up in his armory?
Because that gauntlet was seen in Odin's collection in a previous movie, and all the fans were like, "Wait, how does he have an Infinity Gauntlet too?" So that was meant to just sort of, oh, his was fake. Okay, that's why he had an Infinity Gauntlet, just so the fans would stop being confused about that.
Yeah, but we didn't really see the Infinity Gauntlet too much, and you could have easily fixed that by having a scene where Thanos stole it.
Boom.
I guess that would have worked too.
And you know what else that would do? Tie the movies together in a cohesive way. But no, we can't do that.
No.
But no, like I said, I enjoyed the film. It is worth checking out. If you've watched it and you're watching our review, tell us what you think below. Cool. If you haven't seen it yet, hopefully you go out and watch it and then tell us what you think.
Yep.
But I was your host, Chriz, aka The Mole, joined by his amazing friends. Peace.